What if your next teammates never sleeps, never forgets, and keep getting smarter every day? That's what UiPath Agentic AI platform is creating a world where bot acts, adapt, and learn. From understanding system prompts to grasping context, handling escalations, and improving through evaluators and evaluation sets. Every piece makes the agent more autonomous. In this series, we will break down how UiPath gives automation a brain and you, a developer, the power to shape it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bot Bros where automation meets action. I am Amit. In this episode, we are taking our next step into the world of agentic automation with UiPath. In this second video, we'll unpack the core building blocks that make agent truly intelligent, from systems prompts and context grounding to escalations models and more. So let's get started. So let's see what are the system and user prompts. These are main building blocks of the agentic AI platform because with these two inputs, agent is going to decide what to do. So let's see what actually mean by the system prompts. The system prompts is the foundation, or we can say as the hidden brain of our agent, where actually we are defining what's actually the agent role is, what's the tone or personality it should use, what rules or consent it should always follow while giving the responses, how it should respond to the different types of the inputs, right? If you say in short, it says the context and behavior to the agent, how when it's interacting with the user. Overall, we are setting the constant to the agent and you are asking him to, okay, you can give the response or the replies in this only manner and your role is only this, you can't reply beyond that. So kind of situation we are defining to the agents. So let's see this how the system prompts are with the help of an one of example. Let me navigate to the UiPath agentic platform. So here you can see, I don't know if you are able to see or not in this blur. See here they have defined the agent rule, behavior and rules for the operation. Be specific about the goals and consent for what agent should or agent should not to do. So overall, like we are defining the consent to the agent here. So for an example, I'm just putting one system prompts here. So this is for one of the bank. These are very small system prompts and very short to just show you guys what actually system prompts mean. So in this, you can see we have defined you are a polite professional customer support agent for ABC Bank. So it is a customer support agent for the particular bank and always greet the customer warmly, verify the details before responding and summarize information in short bullet points. So see, we have mentioned here some constant, okay? Greet customer warmly, okay? Then verify details before responding. If the customer is not there in the bank and then still the agent is responding to particular inputs, right? So it is not the case. And then summarize the information in very short bullet points and never share the confidential data or perform the financial transactions. Okay, so it is one of the instructions that we are setting to the and never share confidential data and perform financial transactions. So here one of the constant we are setting to agent and giving the instruction that okay, never share any confidential data to the customer that we are looking out for. Okay, so just be a specific and do not perform any financial transactions. So this is a called as a system prompts where we'll define what actually agent need to do and what actually agent does not need to do. So let's see over the user prompts, what are the actually the user prompts are. So user prompts are nothing but the instruction or requests that's come directly from us, the developers, or we can say as an end user for which we have building the agents, right? Like where to guide and how the agent behaves and responds in a given situation. So like we are giving the input to the agent, okay, hey, just analyze this particular file and send me the response. And whatever the system prompts you defined, okay, as per that it is going to analyze this file and give you the response to back to the you. In short, in UiPath agentic automation, we can say user prompts act like voice of the human in the system because user prompts are the inputs from the user. Okay, what the user wants the agents to do in a specific situation, the goal or question or task provided by the human, and any specific data or context or example to guide the response. So that actually we are defining in the system prompts. And in user prompts, we are defining how to play with the inputs, right? Let me just show you with the one of the example what actually the user prompts are. I'm just putting for an example one of the user prompts, so which is associated with the same system prompts. On the left side, you can see the inputs, customer name, transaction date, query, and the output that is a response from an agent. So if you read the user prompts clearly, a customer has submitted the following query. That is the query. So what suppose the query will be like, I wanted to check a last transaction why actually it is the pending. Okay, so that details we can provide in the query, and then we have added another customer verification details, customer name, and the transaction date. Okay, so if you add the query, okay, check the last transaction details, then you need the customer name and the transaction details date, right? Without this, how the agent can proceed? So we'll just give these inputs to the agent, and then it will, we have added the again the same constraint, like the system prompts, please verify the product details in the XYZ banking application. So transaction details will be found in some of the banking application or their common application, whatever it is, and responds back as a polite and professional ABC Bank customer support agent. Okay, and we'll just add, we have added some instructions here. After that, final, you can see provide the final customer facing reply in the following variable. Okay, which is called response. So after executing this, we'll get the response from the agent as per the our system and the user prompts. So let's understand in short what are the system and user prompts with a very small example. So system prompts are where actually we are defining the rules and consent to the agent. So here is one more example. Like we'll define system prompt like you are a polite support assistant who always explains solutions clearly, and we add the more details. Okay, you are going to analyze the input files and give the solution to the user. Okay, and let's see the what will be the user prompts. Okay, so in this, the user prompts are nothing but where user will ask the help from the agent. Okay, so suppose you are just working on some of Excel and it's failing. Okay, then we can just give this path or give the file to the agent, and we'll ask, okay, why my Excel workflow is failed, what's the wrong with it, and then agent will analyze and it will reply back to you. With that, let's move to the next concept. The tools are nothing but hands of an agent. Agent can think, agent can decide what the next steps, agent can reason out, but agent can do action itself, right? So that for that we need the tool. So what actually it means? Let's understand tools within one of example. Suppose you have given the system and user prompts where you are asking in the system prompts, okay, you are an agent, you are going to search over the Google whatever the business information that I have given and what actually the business does. Okay, and you will give in user prompts you will give the inputs, and you are given some XYZ company name, then agent will just look out for what actually your system prompts is and what actually user prompts are defined, and it will just think and reasoning out. Okay, and it will just get that username, but now it the agent needs to search it on the Google, right? So performing that action, okay, so to perform any action agent needs the tools. So that's why we are calling tools are hands of agents. Okay, agent can think but agent can't act, so that's why we are using the tools. Let's understand tools with more example. Okay, so you are giving some prompts like, okay, I need to fetch sales data and then send an email. For this we need two tools. Okay, to access the data, that means we are reading the Excel and then we are sending the email. So for this we'll add first tool, that is a read Excel, and after the reading the Excel, then we'll add another tool called send email. Okay, send email. So overall how agent will perform here, it will just fetch the sales data from the Excel file, then it will just analyze the data, and as per the system prop, suppose you are defined, okay, just sales send the sales data between these dates. Okay, then agent is going to summarize this all these things together, and then it is going to call the email tool, and then email tool it will just send all the inputs, whom to mail and what is the content, what is the subject, right? All these things he is going to send to the send mail activity, which is a user as a tool, and then agent will for us send the mail and it will complete the task. So overall we can say tools are the actions that need to be used in agents to perform any specific task. So let's see how we can add tools on the UiPath Agentic AI platform. So you can see tool sections here. Okay, I will just click on the add tools, and here you can see the multiple tools. So we have just discussed like, okay, we are going to search some business name. Okay, so we'll add the web search tool here. So see, this is the web search tool. We'll just click on these tools and it will just add this tool. Okay, and now we need to just give the input to this. It is a GenAI activity, that's why we need the GenAI activity connection here. So I have added the connection of the GenAI activity. Let it load. After that we can see how we are going to pass the input parameters. So see, search engine is Google search, it's only one now right now, and the search query. Okay, which are our arguments. Okay, we just click on the arguments and we'll select the argument. Suppose customer name that we are going to search, we'll just click on the customer name, and the we can see output parameters are not there, so it will directly automatically align the output whatever came from the web search tool to the response content. So this is called an tools. So from here we can see variety of tools. Suppose the mail activities are also there. See this mail, get records, let records, send email, all the activities are there, so that you need to add when you wanted to perform any action apart from the reasoning. So agent can reason, agent can think and decide, but it can't act. That's why we need a tool. With that, let's move to the next concept. Let's understand our next concept, that is a context grounding, so which is a very important parameter in while building the agent. So what actually it means? So context refers to all the information an agent knows and remember while performing tasks, including user input, goals, what are the previous steps, what are the environment data, and historical instructions. In overall, it helps an agent stay aware of what happening, why it's happening, and what should happen next. So let's understand context grounding with an very short example. What happens without context grounding and what happens with the context grounding. So suppose imagine you have built an agent, okay, as a navigator in the car. Okay, the destination is your goal where actually you wanted to reach, and you don't know the path, right, where to reach. Then the map and the plus traffic data, it will act as a context routing. Okay, it will help you to reach out to the particular goal, right? You don't know the actual path, but the map and traffic data will help you. So let's see how the without context the agent will behave. So without context grounding, the agent acts blindly. Just note the destination, but the goal, but it not know the how to do go particular destination or the goal with the particular path, right? It will keep asking to you where actually I should go, or it will show the multiple path, or it will show the any data. Now the second case, we have the map and the traffic data as a context grounding we have added. So let's see with context how our agent will behave. Okay, so in that case, agent has the final destination and agent have the map also and the traffic data that I built. So it will say, okay, you can go with this path because here is a traffic, so you can turn right, you can turn left, right? Whatever the distance is left, so it is going to show all the things because we have the context, right? You have the some data at the back end, we have the historical data how to reach. So then the agent will makes the smarter decisions. It is a goal aware, right? So overall, without context, agent will act blindly, and with the context, agent will be smarter and the goal oriented. That's not mean like every agent should have. So that's not mean like every agent should have the context grounding should be defined, right? In some cases, the context grounding is not needed, so we can skip. So let's see where you can see the context grounding in the UiPath Agentic AI platform. Below the tool, you can see the context. We can just click on the add context grounding. From here, we can create new. We'll just wait the page to be loaded. Okay, so here you can see the add index. Okay, so you can give the index name, whatever it is. Okay, and after that, okay, I just spelled mistake. Okay, you can give the index name here, then select the folder. Okay, and after that it will just ask for the data source you are going to store in the storage bucket or you are going to create the connector. Okay, so for now just we'll click on storage bucket, and after that it will ask again to choose the folder for storage bucket, and we'll click on the add new storage bucket. There we will upload the file. Okay, if you go in the storage bucket, we'll create some dummy name, testing, testing agent data. Let's create the add. Okay, so we have added here, and just come back here and just select this storage bucket. Now it is giving me option to upload the file. So from here we can upload file and we will just save it. Okay, and that particular index we can able to see here, and we can just select that index, and that index is available here. So it might be any data. It will might be any customer document or any policy document or anything. Okay, that you are going to give the agent as a guide to agent. So let's move to our next concept, that is escalations. That means human in loop. Escalation means the process where an agent realizes it cannot handle a situation independently and it escalates the task to the human or another system for help, or we can say as a for a validation, for ensuring the automation remains safe, accurate, and controlled, even in unpredictable or we can say as in sensitive cases. So in previous terms, right, while explaining the context grounding, we have seen one of the example, that is, if suppose any mobile application is not working, so that for that we have built an agent, and we have just added context grounding document, that is policy document. So overall system works fine, right? But what if the particular solution is not there in context grounding? So at that time we are defining in system prompts or and the user prompts. Okay, in such a situation where you are not find any related solution in the documents attached as a context grounding, then you can escalate to the human. So here comes the terms, that is escalation, that is human in the loop. So let's check this with example. Suppose our agent is dealing with then some invoice processing, right? And on side our human in loop is there. Okay, suppose we have built an agent where actually our agent is processing over some invoices. Okay, and we have set some limit or we have set some conditions to approve the particular invoice. But when the case where the invoice comes out of this constraint or out of these rules, right, so at that time agent is going to escalate to the human. Okay, and human will think on that, a human will just reply back like, okay, please approve it, it is an exceptional case. Okay, then it will come back to the agent, and finally agent will approve this, and it will give the response to the user. So that's how human in loop system works together. And if you say overall, escalation is what makes UiPath agent not just intelligence but a responsible, and they know when to act and when to ask for the particular help to the human. So let's see where actually the escalations are in the UiPath agentic AI platform. So after context, you can see escalation part. Okay, here you can click on the add escalations. So just wait for load. Okay, it's loaded. Now here we can add the escalation. Okay, what's the case when we are escalating to human? We can add some description, and we can create the app task or document validation task. Okay, and it will go to the human, and it will again after replying to the human, it will come back, and agent will reason, and agent will give the final output. That's how escalations works together. Let's move to our next concept, that is a model. Model is the like brain of our agent. Like it's an AI engine that helps our agent to think, reason, and understand the language and make the decisions. So overall, like we are giving the system prompts, user prompts, and we are just giving the inputs, right? So all these things goes to the model. Model will then reason. It has agent, it's agent brain, right? So it will reason, it will take the decision, and it will give the output, and that output is going to appear as an agentic output, right? The model is the main concept of the UiPath Agentic AI platform. So there are multiple models, right? Like GPT-4, OpenAI, cloud models, and we can just add our custom model. That is a bring your own model. In some cases, there is some sensitive information, right? So if you are building some agent for any customer, right, or any banking customer, they will think about their sensitive data, right? So in that case, we can just use the concept bring your own model, and that model will be used for processing any sensitive information. So actually overall how these model work, right? So we are just giving the user inputs like summarize today's customer support emails, right? Then it will go to the system prompts, it will use the tools, it will use the context grounding if you have did, right? Then all these things together go to the model will just reason out, it will just look at what actually the customer is looking for, what actually I need to process, right? And after that it will give the output. Okay, sure, I found that most users have appreciate the quick response. Some common issues mentioned were mobile app crashing and few users seeking more frequency, right? So kind of output it will just generate, and it will just send it. So overall model is the brain. This is an intelligence that powers the agent's ability to understand and act. So let's see where actually you can see the models, you can change the models from the UiPath agentic platform. So when you launch the UiPath platform, so in the so on the right side, you can see models, right? So you can see GPT-4 model currently I'm using. After that, you can bring your use custom models, and there will be multiple models, but it's not visible for now. Some other type of licenses you can able to see the UiPath models. So let's move to the next term, that is called temperature. Before that, consider one scenario where actually you are asking the same question to the different personalities. Okay, you are asking a question like, what, how was your day? then one person is replying it was good, so it was very short reply, we can call as a precise reply. And second person is replying in long, like it was really good, I learned lot of things today, I got appreciated by manager for the work that I have did in past week. So kind of replies, very long reply, that called as a creative replies. Now let's consider the agentic scenario. How agent is going to reply, right? So you want the reply from the agent in a very precise manner, or you want the reply from agent in very creative manner. So how these are controlled? So these are controlled from the temperature. So temperature controls how creative or deterministic your agent responses are. It decides whether your agent gives the predictable, safe answer, or it will go in some creative manner or like varied response, right? The temperature responses vary from the precise to the creative, right? The temperature index is defined between 0 to 1. 0 is very precise, and when we go upward from 0 to the 1, it will be go very creative. Okay, when you set the temperature value between 0 to zero point 0.3, it will give the response in a logical or consistent, or we can say in some patterns, right? Like see the below response, refund amount is fine. Now we are going to see how this particular output response is varying when we are going to the creative way. Okay, so when you are going to set the temperature between zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.7, it will give the some balanced or slightly varied outer level answers. Like it will be in between the precise to the creative level. So it will be like sure the refund of 500 has been initiated successfully. So you can see how it generated the long response. Now if we set the temperature between zero point 0.7 to the 1, then it will be a more creative, expressive, and it will just like keep trying the new ways of the responding, right? It will like okay, see, absolutely, I have processed your 500 refund, you will see it soon in your account. Okay, so see like from the precise refund amount is 500 to the creative level, like absolutely, I have processed your 500 refund, you will see it soon in your account. So overall temperature defines your agent personality. Okay, you can set it low when you want precision, and you can set high when you want the imaginations and want an creative way of responding. Let me show you the temperature where you can see and how you can adjust from the UiPath Agentic platform. On the right side, on the agentic setting, after model, you can see temperature. Now it's precise, right? You can increase up to the 1, which is the creative level. So we can keep zero point 0.3 between the zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.5 for the precise also, and the somewhat creative level responses as per your response. If it is a support agent, then it will be good keeping the above zero point 0.5. And if you want some precise answers, right, you don't want any lengthy answer, you can just keep below zero point 0.3. It depends as per your use cases. So our next term is the max tokens. So max tokens per response depends how long or detailed your agent reply can be. Okay, so here we are just setting some limits to the agent. Okay, just okay, we are set the creative level of the temperature, but at what extent, right? The agent can just create the some context, okay, or it can process on some words. Okay, so then we are setting the limit of the words to the agent. That's called as a max tokens. When we set the max tokens very low, it will be short response, and if you are setting the high, it will be very detailed response. So overall max tokens controls our response length. If we define in simple terms, it's like the setting a word limit for an agentic answer. The more tokens we allow, the more agent can reason, explain, or write in a single responses. Okay, just let me explain how the max tokens works. Okay, so token is a small piece of the text. Okay, it will be a word or like part of it. Okay, so if you divide automation, so it will be split into tokens like auto and the machine. So it's considered two tokens. Okay, like for example, hi there, so it's a two tokens. So if you keep the tokens maximum, so it will response accordingly. Like suppose you are just replying the agent, okay, as a hello, okay, then it will reply hi there. So you are set the token limit as a 2. If you have set the token limit more, it will reply hi there, how are you, like, good morning or good evening kind of things. Okay, let's see where actually we are setting the max token. On the same agentic setting below the model with the temperature, you can see the max tokens per response. Here we can see the max tokens, how the max tokens consumption will be happen. So it will it will just use all like system prompts tokens, user prompts token, and the output responses, right? So accordingly you can set the max tokens and it will give the response based on the token consumption. Let me explain you how it works. Actually, when agent receives the task, it reads the system prompts, user prompts, and the context, right? So all these are going to consume the tokens. Okay, so we need to set the tokens accordingly. Okay, and after that, so it will generate the response limited by the max tokens that we are setting. Okay, so all over system prompts, user prompts, context, and a response consumes the tokens. So that's why if we set the limit to the token, so it will just respond accordingly. So let's see one example for max tokens. Like suppose we are setting max tokens to 200. Okay, then answer will be very short and concise. Like suppose output will be most users liked the quick response times, some reported minor mobile UI issues. Okay, so this is a very short answer for your responses where you are just asking, okay, just help me to analyze the emails that are received which are related to some mobile UI issues. Okay, so this is a very short response. And if you set the high tokens, then long and detailed answers will be there. Like after analyzing all customer support emails, the majority price of fast response times, several recurring issues appeared, and so on. So it will just create a very long and lengthy reply. So let's see our next term, that is agent score. Okay, so the agent score is a metric that reflects how well an agent performs in a given task in our UiPath Agentic AI platform. It's essentially a performance or reliability rating for an agent. Suppose like you are just defining system prompts, user prompts, like context grounding tools, right? So all this to be evaluated at somewhere, right? At some places. Okay, so after running multiple times, right? So you, if you go in the agentic score, it will show what's how your agentic score is. Okay, in short, like if you click in short, higher the agentic score will be higher the reliability of your agent. You can improve your agentic score from the UiPath agentic platform. Let me show you. On the right side there is a second option, agent score. Okay, so here you can see the prompts, tools, input schema, and evaluations. So all this score will be defined here. Suppose my prompt score is 50% here, that means the my prompts are not defined very well, right? So I will just click on the prompts and see suggestions, then it will give me suggestions, and accordingly I will just accept that suggestion, or I will edit the system prompts on the user prompts. Then it will hire the agent score, right? So overall, higher the agent score means the more reliable your agent is. Okay, so similarly for the tools, evaluations, input schema, you can improve your agentic score. Currently we can't able to see any agentic score because we have just defined system and user prompts, because we are not running anything. In the demo we'll see, after running some instances, then we will calculate agentic score and we'll try to improve some agentic score. So with this we are at the end of the video. Today we have discussed the components of UiPath Agentic AI platform, the next leap in automation. In the next part of this series, we'll explore how UiPath is bringing Agentic AI to the live through its new agentic platform with the live demo. Make sure subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned, because the future of automation is not rule-based anymore, it's a reasoning based. See you in the next video. Until that, happy automation.